Perhaps we can just start with an explanation of Amida, because we've talked about Amida before. So who is Amida?
Well, Amida is kind of an archetypal Buddha and represents what is good and deep about all Buddhas or Buddhism itself. And Amida simply means infinite life and infinite light. And Buddha means awake. So Amida Buddha is infinite life and infinite light, awake.
Okay.
And it is a guide that guides us into deeper Buddhist experiences. The images are not to be worshipped, but are to be looked to as sort of our own future. And they are also teaching guides that guide us deeper into the teachings themselves.
And is Amida Buddha central to Pure Land
Amida Buddha is central to Pure Land Buddhism. There are other Pure Land schools, and we have another Buddha connected to them. And some have Kannon, the Bodhisattva of infinite mercy, as part of it. But Amida Buddha is generally a very important Buddhism to the Mahayana and Pure Land movement.
Okay, all right. So we were going to talk about art and music today. So so where do we start with?
Well, we start with an image of Amida Buddha showing the rays. We see them on screen there, and this is a very important way of understanding. Our form of Buddhism has broken down the Bodhisattva vow into 48 vows, and so there are 48 rays on that image. And one of the rays has to do with women being equal to men. Another one has to do with people with mental or physical disabilities can also become Buddhas. Even people with Alzheimer's, which can attain Buddhism, the heights of Buddhism. And it goes on like that for 48 vows. The color of skin is no barrier to Buddhism, and so forth. But it's basically all on that one Bodhisattva vow. And the rays then are represent the love and compassion of the Buddha radiating in all directions. And this Buddha shows the kinky hair again, which represents the black people. And the eyes are blue, which represents the Caucasian people. And then the brownish, yellowish, reddish skin of the other races, it represents all the races of mankind, humankind. And then he's wearing Greek robes because the Greeks, as we mentioned before, in Alexander the Great conquered northern India and had tremendous influence on the writing of the sutras and upon the approaches of Buddhism. And so that is represented there. The lotus, this Buddha is standing on a lotus, which represents the great river civilizations, Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Ganges, the northern rivers of the Punjab, and the rivers of China that all had river civilizations. And they all communicated with each other and traded with each other for centuries. So the lotus combines these early civilizations together into kind of a community. And then also, we can't see his feet very well, but the feet are moving forward towards us. So that in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism or in Mahayana Buddhism, Buddha doesn't represent a mountain that you have to climb. And it's not, awakening and enlightenment is not just passively sitting there waiting for you to discover it, but that which you search is also reaching out to embrace you. And so there's a mutual coming together on the part of the believer and that which is embracing the believer. So this Buddha offers the grace, and that's the grace is shown by his foot being one step forward, so he's coming towards us.
Now, in your temple, do you have any statues or?
Yeah, we have a statue, a temple statue, and there's a picture of the Buddha we have in our statue. The right hand is fearlessness, confidence, and the left hand offers grace, and the Buddha himself radiates love and compassion in all directions to all living beings without cause or condition and without prejudice or discrimination. So it's it's sort of a Buddhist universalism.
Right.
Yeah.